following is an unpaid preview for a game seeking funding on Kickstarter. The product seen here is a work in progress and is subject to change during the duration of the project. Hi everyone, I'm Ferdinand the Carpet Stacker and welcome to the Kickstarter preview video. This next game I'm going to look at is all about trying to build up your clan of warriors and trying to hunt these epic big baddies. This game is Monsterlands, or M-Lands, by Second Gate Games. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. In Monsterlands, the kingdom of Modhelm has fallen and became rampant with dangerous beasts. With the king dead, the queen, out of desperation, will give the crown to the clan who has vanquished the monsters and we conquered the land. To its core, Monsterlands is a worker placement game that uses dice. Your goal is to accumulate the most points in glory, reputation, coins, and having lands for your warriors to settle on. The board is split into two main places, the cathedral and the outside. In the cathedral, players will buy traps, equipment, and potions, make some money in the mines, and look for warriors to join their clan. Players will get dice based on warriors that are in their clan and how much glory they have amassed. There are three different dice. Red, which is the standard die and represents strength, yellow, which is used to give discounts while purchasing, and purple, the color of magic, which is to help weaken monsters. The sections in the cathedral have spaces where specific die go in order to take its action. The Hunter Lounge, for example, is where they sell traps, but only accept yellow or red dice. The yellow die, as mentioned before, has a discounting effect. Whatever result is shown is the number of coins that get discounted. If another yellow die is placed on the same area with a lower value, the player gets the discount shown plus the difference between the higher and lower dice. At first you start off with a few warriors. Once you have enough glory from doing missions and fighting monsters, you are able to hire some warriors from the tavern. You need to pay them, of course, but you'll also need to have enough glory to add their reputation to yours so that it doesn't exceed your glory. So adding a new warrior will always increase your reputation. Next, let's go outside. Instead of placing dice in the cathedral, you can go off to an adventure. This is where players do missions, fight monsters, settle land, and defend the castle. Each section will require a number of dice to be placed on and some extra dice if a player chooses. With any of these sections, players will have to roll equal or above a certain number in order to complete it. Missions are low risk, where up to 2 players can compete to get the rewards. The player with a higher total will earn the reward listed. When going for monsters, there are 2 sites where players can hunt for them. The monster will attack first, rolling its dice plus adding any bonuses from land affinity and the current round. Anything above 3 takes a hit. They need to roll equal or higher to the monster's elimination value, gaining the elimination reward. Or if they brought a trap, the capture value instead, which has a lower value but a different set of rewards. Up to 4 players can go for a monster and there will be a possibility warriors dying, and there is only 1 attempt per round to fight monsters. But damage of a monster does carry over on that turn. When the monster is defeated, other players may try to settle on the land, getting its benefit if it's paired up with a warrior of the same type. These not only provide some certain benefits, but points as well. However, a monster that was not defeated in a single turn goes on a rampage and attacks the cathedral, which may cause a section of the cathedral to be unusable. The game only lasts for 6 rounds, or when a single clan gains enough to reach 30 glory points. The players add all their points from glory, reputation, coins, defeated monsters, and for collections of paired warriors and lands. The player with the most points is the winner and becomes the new ruler of the kingdom. So that was just a brief overview of how Monsterlands go. And there's so many other small rules that I couldn't cover in that overview. You can go ahead and check out the rules themselves on the Kickstarter page. Anyway, moving on to my thoughts. Now, really like is this pacing of the game. Now, the game only has 6 rounds to work with, and you are building up to get more actions as you go through. So as you're getting more warriors, getting more glory, and then getting even more warriors, you're getting more dice. And with more dice, you can hunt down more monsters, have more spots on the Citadel to get a lot more traps and a lot more gold and all that kind of stuff. So I do like that pacing, as, I mean, it really escalates really quickly as how much things you can do. I mean, it's like a few things you can do in the very beginning of the game, and what happens is that you get this mass of dice like during the 6th round of how much you like just trying to get that monster or try to get those settle on those lands. So I just really like how the pacing goes with this game. Now, Monsterlands has a feeling that I get that reminds me of playing another game, actually a video game, and that is Monster Hunter. And if you're a fan of that one, I suggest that you look at Monsterlands because it has a lot of parallel things in it, especially like just going out there trying to prep up and try to either capture or hunt down these monsters. So that's really cool. I mean, Monster Hunter is like, I think I logged like over like 300 hours in that game. So this is kind of like a cool step up of that, like in that it's like, it's a dice worker placement and instead of a solo game, and it's really a co-op game, Monster Hunter, is that you get to build up a whole warrior clan and try to hunt these monsters down. So that's really cool. One of the things I take off from Monster Hunter is that you gotta be prepared, especially with the monsters. The monsters are really huge. One of the things they do first is, of course, attack you, and if your warrior doesn't survive, that means that's the end. And you get a small little prize for that, a little bit of glory, but it is, I think, more damaging, more rewarding if you do defeat those monsters. So being prepared, getting enough dice in there is always a good thing. Now, sidestepping from the video game sides of things and looking at Monsterlands as a Euro game, or worker placement that is, and comparing to some other worker placements, is that I feel that Monsterland does a few things more different than others, especially it is a dice game, and that the dice does have its uses in the game. The dice are the workers in the game. And then you can focus on what kind of dice you want to get. You can get a bunch of yellow dice to get very, very cheap stuff in the Citadel and help you out with all these finances stuff because you have to pay for your warriors. The other thing is like magic. Magic can go a lot of different ways. It can even take out monster dice if it wanted to as you go through the lands. Now, I do really like there are different dice in the game, and each of those have their special purpose. Many of you are thinking now that yes, it is a dice game, and I have to say that you want to roll high for most of these rolls, all except for very few situations where like the persuasion dice where you want to roll at least one small die and try to get the discount that way, but most of the time you will probably want to roll high. I do like the graphic design, and I kind of like the art style, but I do have to point out it's that, ye old fantasy trope of just, very burly kind of guys, these big tough guys, and then, the women that have, less armor somehow, and they're more powerful that way. So that's one of the things you just have to think when you're going into this game. Talking about replayability, now it's really, really high in this game. I mean, things will change a lot as games go through and rounds go by. What things are out, and there's the whole deck of cards where you just have warriors out or equipment out or even monsters and lands, and things do change from game to game. And the last thing I like to point out is that the game itself has a comprehensive solo mode. So if you're into solo gaming, this is a great game to go for. From the rulebook, it looks like it has 10 different like story games in there, and gets progressive and things change a little bit in there. It also has 4 sets of difficulty, and it also says that there will be more of these kind of solo campaigns going out. So take a look at this if you are a solo gamer. And now for my final impressions. I really think that Monsterland is an impressive little game. There's a lot of things you can do there. There's monster hunting, you're just gathering warriors, all this Euro vibe, but it's very, very thematic, and that's what I really like about it. I mean, all these things about taking chances and going for the monsters, try to be prepared as much as possible. There's a lot of things, twists and turns in the game. Do highly suggest you check it out if this is a game for you. That is Monsterlands. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos on board and card games. This is the Cardboard Stacker, and remember to keep on stacking games.